Hello, welcome to Mr. B's Ukulele channel. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy watching.
This is a great song to learn on your ukulele. I'm in the Mood for Love by Francis Langford, nearly 90 years ago, 1935. Getting on for its 100th anniversary in another 10 years. So, gosh, that's a long time ago. Really one of the old classics. It's one we all hear and we'll all know. It goes all the way back nearly a century. Okay, this one's quite tricky. I've put it in at level 5 just because of the combination of different chords. I would say there's 4 what I would consider tricky chords in this one, which are quite a stretch and maybe unusual chords that we don't come across that often. So we'll have a look at the chords in a minute. We'll have a good look at those. Have a look at the strumming, which is a breeze, very easy strumming pattern. Then I'll do a quick walk through some of it, look at the layout, and finish with a demo. Okay, here we go. I'm in the mood for love. Okay, let's have a look at the chords first of all. So we have got 6 chords. I'll just play through each one for you. 4 of these are ones I think are quite tricky chords and ones you might not be that familiar with. So we've got an A chord to begin with, A major. We've then got the B7. We've got a B minor. We've got a C sharp minor. We've got the E7. And an F sharp minor. So I imagine people are probably familiar and have come across before the A chord and the E7. So have a very quick look at those. The A is your first and second finger on the G and the C string. Nice and easy on the first and second fret there. And the E7 is first finger on the G string on the first fret, second and third finger on the C and the A string on the second fret. Nice and easy, those two. Let's have a bit more time looking at the other chords. Now the B7, first finger on the E and the A on the second fret there. Got your second finger above it on the G string, your third finger at the side on the C string on the third fret. Got to make sure they're all really tight to get a nice, good sound on the B7 there. It's so easy for one of those fingers just to have slid slightly, be out of position. You've got to make sure your first finger in particular is nice and straight across both strings. Okay, there's the B7. Have a good look at that chord diagram and pause the video if you need to practice that one. Then we've got the B minor, first finger across the C, E and A strings, nice and tight, and then the third finger really stretched up onto the G string on the 4th fret there. So it's a bit of a stretch, a little bit uncomfortable. Sounds like this. Again, you've got to make sure your semi-bar on the first finger is really tight, especially on that A string. It's very easy to lift your finger off the A string by mistake. You've got to make sure it's nice and tight. Use your thumb behind to really press that the fingerboard into your fingers. That's why it's useful to have a strap to help take the weight of the instrument so you can focus on pressing in the right place and not having to try and hold the instrument. That's the B minor. The C sharp minor is slightly easier. First finger on the G and the C on the first fret, and then third or fourth finger. I quite like stretching my third finger. You can use your little finger if you prefer, on the 4th fret on the A string. Quite a beautiful chord, that one, the C sharp minor, but it's just a stretch on your fingers. We only play it quickly in passing, so you don't have to hold it for long. But it is a really nice chord, that, so do have a good look at that one. Then we've got the F sharp minor, probably the easier of the 4 actually. Basically, if you imagine a G7 down here, lift the whole thing up one string without changing the chord shape, and you've got an F sharp minor. So first finger on the C string on the first fret, second finger on the second fret above it on the G string, third finger on the second fret below it on the E string. F sharp minor. Okay, so we'll look at some of the transitions we need when we do the walkthrough. Let's have a quick look at the strumming, and that's a nice easy part of the song. You'll see how easily that goes together with the chords, and we'll practice a few of the chords then as well. So we have down, down, up pattern for this strum. If we start on the A, down, down, up, down, down, up. So let's try the first couple of lines. A, F sharp minor, B minor. Let's just do those transitions. So A, F sharp minor is easy because your first 2 fingers stay the same on the A. You just add your third finger onto that second fret there. So A to F sharp minor, Now for the B minor, I'm going to take my first finger from there, I'm going to turn it sideways and slide it down to the 2nd fret, and then stretch my 3rd finger up onto the 4th fret. So A to F sharp minor, slide into the B minor. Nice. Once you get the hang of that, that's a nice transition, but you've got to think it through. Think about how you're doing that. Then we jump to the E7 and back to the A. Now we're going to go to the C sharp minor next. My A's already on the 1st fret, but it's on the C string. I'm just going to slip it up to cover the G string as well, and then stretch either my 3rd or 4th finger to go to that A string on the 4th fret. So A, and now C sharp minor. There we go. It's a bit of a stretch. You can do it with your little finger if you prefer. And then the B minor. And then it's the E7 and the A. And that's the first verse that we just played through actually. So that's a lot of the chords, seeing how they progress from one to the other. And I think thinking through little things like going from the A to the F sharp minor, actually it's just adding a finger. We're going from the A to the C sharp minor. My first finger is already on that 1st fret. Makes a big difference and helps you make those rather tricky transitions. You're not just constantly jumping around with your fingers. You're actually planning it and thinking, oh yeah, I just flatten this one, or just lift this one up. This one goes up a string. Those little steps make a big difference. Okay, so we've got our strumming pattern. Down, down, up, down, down, up, nice and easy. We've got our chords. Let's do a walkthrough and see how the whole thing fits together. So, starts on the A. I'm in the F sharp minor mood for love. That B minor. Do it twice, there's strumming pattern there. Jump to the E7. Simply because you're near me. And we do it twice on the A again. Now to the C sharp minor. Funny, but when you're B minor near me. E7. I'm in the mood for love. A, and then E7 on the end. Okay, and the 2nd verse is very much the same there. Probably the trickiest bit there is the funny, but when you're near me. That jump from the C sharp minor to the B minor. So have a practice of that one. It's probably the biggest, even just now practicing it. My hands screaming at me because you're really stretching those fingers. So it will begin to stretch those muscles a little bit and make your hand work for it today. So then we've got the 2nd verse. Heaven is in your eyes, exactly the same. Then we've got the bridge in the middle. Starts on the B minor. Why stop to E7? Think of weather, A, weather. B minor again. This little E7 and then the A again. Dream might fade. So that's a nice little pattern there. You've got the B minor, E7, A. And you just do that twice. Just do that again. Why stop to think of weather? Same again, B minor, E7, A. This little dream might fade. Now we're going to the B7, and it's easy to go back to B minor by mistake and misread that, but it's a B7 here, another one of our new chords. We put our hearts to C sharp minor together. Now we are B minor 1. Back to the E7. I'm not afraid. Okay, and that's the bridge, and then it finishes with the final verse, which is the same pattern as the opening couple of verses. So it's actually a very simple structure to learn and to sing through. The reason I've put it in at level 5, which is quite a high level for my channel, is just because of how much your hand hurts at the end of it, and how many of those chords I just suspect are possibly going to be new to you or not that familiar. Even me, I do all these ukulele videos all the time, and I play a lot of ukulele. I don't come across the B minor that often, or the F sharp minor, or C sharp minor. I can think of maybe one, maybe two other songs that might be in. Very, very rare chord to have to use, and they're nice chords to use. So enjoy doing something quite different in this song, but that's what makes it a bit more of a challenge, and that's why I've put it in as quite a high level. In terms of length and complexity to the song, it's actually quite simple. If we look at the layout, you read it top to bottom, and then it just says repeat all. You read it top to bottom again, and it's just those last two lines. But for tonight, forget it. I'm in the mood for love, that change. And the only real change is it finishes with I'm in the mood for love, and it stays on the A, as opposed to I'm in the mood for love. E7. And the fact you've lifted the chord there, it's suggesting, oh, it's going back. Something else is happening. You don't finish on that. That's an incomplete chord there, so you don't finish there. You go back to the A to finish on. I'm in the mood for love. And that's come home, that's finished on its root chord there. So that's the only difference. You just read the whole thing through twice, nice and simple once you got the hang of it. So we'll finish with the demo so you can see how it goes a little bit more smoothly. And I hope you enjoy learning this really beautiful old song. And if you've enjoyed the video, please do like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. I stop to think of whether this little dream might fade. We put our hearts together, now we are one, I'm not afraid. If there's a cloud above, if it should rain, we'll let it. But for tonight, forget it. I'm in the mood